I'm going to tell you about 3 things that I think really help to make a space cozy. And one of those things is not lighting a candle. Let's jump in. It's Mimsy here. I'm here to tell you that you don't need to spend a boatload of money to have a beautiful custom looking home. I know I'm not the only one over here trying to make a beautiful home on a shoestring budget. So let's talk about the 3 things that I did out here in my sunroom in order to make it feel more cozy. So the number 1 thing, now this is not the most important, but this is my number 1, and that's furniture layout. I really think furniture layout can lend itself to coziness or not. I think the biggest mistake people make that makes your furniture layout feel off and not cozy and not like you want to sit down and stay a while is a lot of people will line up their furniture along the wall, all facing towards a TV. And I think that's a big mistake. I like to set up my furniture so that it is set up for conversation. And let me back up a little bit and show you this space. Any of y'all that have been here for a little bit on my channel know that I just recently finished this screen room turned sunroom renovation. It's been within the last year, and it was a lot of work. I'll show you a few shots of the process, and I have whole videos on the process if you want to go back and take a look at those, but it was a lot of work. And so by the time I actually got everything, all the windows, everything done, I was just completely exhausted and done with it. So I didn't really get to too much decor out here. I think furniture layout can be really difficult for people when you have a really large space and you need to really float your furniture in order for the layout to work. But most people don't really know how to go about floating their furniture, and they end up just putting all their furniture along the wall and everything facing the TV. And that definitely just completely wrecks the vibe and the coziness of your room, because if you can't have a conversation in your space with people, it doesn't feel inviting and like you want to sit and have a conversation with your friends or your neighbors or your family. So I think it's important to have a conversation grouping of furniture, even if you have furniture that's placed like in front of or around your television. And I think another thing that sometimes happens is there's too much space in your furniture grouping. This was just confirmed to me the other day. I was at a private social club here in my town that is really, really, really beautifully designed. I was there for work, and it is just spectacularly designed. And they had furniture groupings all over, and some of them were tightly positioned, but it just looked so nice and so inviting and so cozy. You just wanted to go and sit down and just sit with your friends there for a couple hours with a good drink. So anyways, that visit just really confirmed to me that a good conversation grouping is really important for that cozy vibe. In my space, I originally had these 2 chairs over there, and then I had another 2 chairs here. I lived with it for a while because I had all the furniture and I just plopped it in, and that's just how it ended up. But it looked off because I had two, and then these 2 chairs here. And I'm one that loves symmetry. I love a good symmetrical room, but sometimes enough is enough, and you need to break things up and have a non-symmetrical. So that's why I picked up that chaise lounge, which I am going to slipcover. For now, it's okay. It looks really super granny, but what I'm going to do is get a small print for it and make a slipcover with a gathered skirt for that. So stay tuned for that. Yes, your furniture arrangement, number 1, not the most important, but it's my number 1 thing, is super important for the look and the cozy feel of your room. The number 2 thing that I want to talk about is fabric in your room is so important. No surprise, because I'm a fabric-aholic. You can have a gorgeous room, but if you don't have any curtains on the windows. In the fabric realm, I'm going to talk about your window treatments. I'm going to talk about fabric or upholstered furniture is so important. And also your area rug. Having an area rug really brings in some softness and coziness into your room. And I want to show you what I did out here. All right, so I made the lighting a little bit darker so you can actually see my window treatments. If you've been around here for a little bit, you know that I made a few different window treatment options since I finished this room. First, I made a Roman shade with a white fabric just because I wanted to have some softness on the top of my window, and I hated it. I didn't like it at all. So then I tried making a roll-up shade. I'd seen it somewhere and thought that might be cute, and I hated that too. So then this company, 2 Pages Curtains, reached out to me, and they make these bamboo shades. And I was thinking about bamboo shades after I took the Roman shades and the roller shades down, and I was like, oh, I'd love to have some bamboo shades. But I just did not pull the trigger because I have so many windows. There's 11 windows out here. And so I just hadn't pulled the trigger. But they reached out to me and kindly gifted me these blinds, these bamboo blinds, and I'm absolutely obsessed with them. They are so pretty and so easy to operate. So they basically make them custom. So you measure your window and the width and the length, and they make them for you custom. So they're super easy, super duper easy to operate up and down, and they just look so beautiful, and they really, really warm up the space. I need to maybe slide that one down. And they're super easy to install. So I'll show you a little bit of the installation process here. I installed the shades on a Saturday morning. I started at about 9 a.m. and I was done by 11 putting in all these shades. And that included moving the existing curtain rod for these so that I could fit these. So if you don't have to hang curtains or move a curtain rod, you could install these even faster. They're so, so easy to install. The shades come packed so nicely and compactly. They're easy to open and take out of the package. And they come with everything that you need to install them. All the brackets, all the screws. The brackets are really easy to install. They have a wing nut and screw already installed in the bracket. And then the header of the shade has a 1x2, a really nice hardwood 1x2. And it already has a slot cut out in the 1x2. And the screw and the wing nut fits on there so easily. So it's really a no-brainer install. Anybody can do it. Easier than IKEA. And I almost forgot, 2 Pages kindly gave me a discount code for my viewers, and it's 22% off of anything on their website. And they have spectacular draperies, custom draperies. So check out that discount code. So you can see the difference in the room with the shades and the curtains, what a difference it makes. It's just night and day for the softness. It just looks so much more cozier and warmer and so much better. Number 3, the last thing that can really make a space feel cozy or not cozy is your lighting. I honestly think lighting might be the number 1 most important aspect of design in a room. Your lighting can make or break a room. If you have poor lighting, cold overhead lights, and that's all you don't have lamps and some warm lighting around, it can really totally flatten your space. You could have the most beautiful furniture, the most beautiful fabric, the most beautiful window treatments, but if your lighting is cold and wrong, it can just, it'll just wreck your space. In my opinion, you could completely do away with any overhead lighting. I do have overhead lighting above my ping pong table because obviously it needs to be lit. I do have that rattan chandelier above my swinging bed. I don't know if I'm going to keep it there. I bought that from a friend of mine and I love it. I think it's actually a little bit big and I think it competes with this lamp, but I'm keeping it there now until a better spot presents itself. And I have some really dim Edison style bulbs in there, so it's a very soft light. But then this giant shade here diffuses the light so beautifully at night. And then I have a small task light here. Can you see that? For reading purposes. And then 2 sconces on the wall over there. And that's it. Actually, I have another sconce on the wall over there, but your lighting is really super important. And I have a video coming out very soon about my lamp conundrum, so check that out. I've got a few projects still to do. One of them is the slipcover for that chaise lounge. I do need to make a new slipcover for that wing chair in the corner. And then I also need to reupholster those 2 wing chairs on either side of my TV. I have had that fabric for a long time, so I need to do that. Then I'll find some other fabric and do it all over again. And you know, I would love to re-slipcover this sofa, and I'd love to get a beautiful patterned fabric. Some sort of pattern. I'm definitely going to do a pattern on the chaise, but I'd love to do a large scale stripe, something like that on this sofa. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, you guys. Okay.